Hello, Salesforce enthusiasts. Welcome to Be Tech Ninja, your journey from novice to ninja in tech. In this video, we delve into the fundamental concepts, best practices, and hands-on examples to empower you in harnessing the full potential of Apex Triggers in your Salesforce development journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Salesforce tips and tutorials. Now, let's get started. Question: what is an Apex trigger in Salesforce? You can answer it like, Apex triggers in Salesforce are pieces of code that execute before or after specific events occur in Salesforce, such as record insert, update or delete. Triggers are commonly used to perform custom actions, validations, or business logic during these events. You might be wondering, how do we define a basic Apex trigger? In order to answer this question, let's take a look at the given code sample. We have defined a trigger named EMP trigger on our custom object named employee, and this trigger is set to execute before the records of the employee__C custom object are inserted. Question 2. What is the trigger context in Salesforce? You can answer it like, the trigger context is a set of system variables that provide information about the current context of the trigger execution. These variables help developers access records, old and new field values, and other contextual information. On a related note, you might be thinking, how can we access the trigger context variables in an Apex trigger? In order to understand this, let's go through the attached code sample. In the attached code example, we loop through the records in the Trigger.new context variable to access field values like id and name. Question 3. How do you prevent records from being inserted in a before trigger? You can answer it like, in a before insert trigger, you can use the add error method to prevent records from being inserted by adding an error message to the record. You might be wondering, how can we prevent the insertion of records in a before insert trigger? To understand this, let's go through the given code sample. In this example, we loop through the records in the Trigger.new context variable to access field values like field__C and check if it's null or not null. In case the field__C is null, then an error is added to the record, preventing its insertion. Question 4. How can you handle bulk operations in an Apex trigger? You can answer it like, Apex triggers must be designed to handle bulk operations, which means processing multiple records at once. We can use for loop and collections to handle bulk operations in the Apex trigger. For example, in the given code sample, the for loop allows the trigger to handle multiple records in bulk, ensuring that the trigger can scale to large data sets. Question 5. How do you write a trigger to update a field in a related object? You can answer it like, let's take example of the attached code sample to see this in action. In the given code sample, we loop through the records in the Trigger.new context variable to fetch id value of each record from the employee object. Then we store the accessed employee record id in the set named parent IDs. Once the for loop is over, we use the values stored in the set collection to query the related records for employee. In this case, the salary object is considered as the related collection. After the related records are fetched, we are looping through all the related records and updating the status field with value paid on each one of them. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Salesforce development content. Feel free to leave your questions and comments below, and stay tuned for more Salesforce tutorials and best practices. Happy coding!